Come to order. It's another episode of the Saturday Afternoon Movie Club. I'm Geoff, the guy who talks first. I'm here with the usuals. What's up, Bjorn?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, Randall. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you, buddy?
All right, and we got a guest, Billy Wayne Davis.
Hi.
He's from Nashville comic, Seattle comic, L.A.
I live in Los Angeles. I'm just a comedian.
He's just a
I'm
comedian.
not trying to put a scene on it. I don't claim any scene.
I'm just trying to explain. You're the only person I know that has a combined Nashville-Seattle accent. So I just want it could be people listening are like, I can't quite place it. Where do you think it's from? And I just want to let people know. That's why they shut your eyes and you're like, is that Frazier? But is he from the South?
Is it Southern Tacoma? He's from.
Yeah,
Is he from Vancouver, Washington?
It's very much like that.
Southern Washington.
Like a Nashville cold sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, when people ask too, they're like, "Where you live?" I'm like, "California." And they're like, "Where you from?" I'm like, Southern California. Some people laugh and some people are like, seriously though. You're like already like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. So,
nah.
What movie are you guys doing?
We're doing Dead Man on Campus today. Classic 1998 MTV film.
The Saved by the Bell guy's in it.
Saved by the Bell guy. Zach Morris, Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Mm-hmm.
It stars Mark Paul Gosselaar and Tom Everett Scott. That's quite the marquee. You're getting 2 extra names for free.
What? I'll have questions later, right? Is that a second?
Yeah. Well,
because I have a bunch of questions about. I remember watching it was like an MTV movie, right?
Yeah. We'll get to the recap and then it's pretty much free game.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. There would be plenty of time for that.
Yeah.
Because I have a bunch of questions about it.
Oh, we'll have answers.
Good.
Maybe
The
movie. It's not the best movie, so
Really?
there's a
It's
chance.
an MTV movie.
There's a chance your questions have no answers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like that's we might run into that a little bit.
Uh-huh.
One of the unanswerable questions is, why was Mark Paul Gosselaar in this movie?
That was okay. You got number one,
And there is
okay.
I think
so
it was
you might,
he was trying not to be typecast as Zach Morris, so he wanted to show people he could be worse.
but what's curious to me was like, we can get because it's like. It was after Saved by the Bell, so he was like, there was like a dead period between that and then this. So yeah,
and this is before.
was this
was
their
NYPD
attempt to make
Blue?
him like a movie star, like when they put Jimmy Fallon in that Taxi movie?
I think this was. It doesn't. It feels like this was when they were still trying to make Tom Everett Scott a movie star, and my only guess for Mark Paul Gosselaar is. Several people said no, but there's no.
Well, I think he's not a bad. If you're saying, here's my thought as an evil studio exec here, I agree with because of that thing you do and all that. They were trying to make that dude a star.
Yeah,
and then you put someone that's doesn't have movie star power, but has like female buying power fans or seemingly nostalgic, that he's like a perfect because he's not gonna out act that dude.
No,
he's not gonna out hot that other dude too, but
No.
he can bring in like a certain base of fans just because like I grew up watching him on the thing.
so like they did the kind of how
Instagram
part of how the Showgirls marketing was built around. That it was the
girl from Saved by the Bell.
whether it was like
fucking
overt
that's why I
marketing
saw it.
or just that was just like the word on the street. It was definitely pushed that like, oh, the Saved by the Bell girl's in this,
and she does
and
the
it's
sex scene.
Yeah, it's crazy rated R whatever.
It's
like
wild.
you finally get.
That's the only
it's-
reason I saw it.
it
'cause I wanted to
screeches
see
act.
Jesse Spano. Fuck. That's
Right, remember the
this is a tangent. But
you ever see Screech do stand up?
I did see it a couple times.
Right, there was he's had
you're
one.
using the word stand up super loose.
I'm quoting him.
Okay.
I'm
Yes. And
he
they
claimed
were at
to do
clubs. They were
stand-up.
at stand up clubs when
Yeah.
I saw it. Yes, but I did see it and was like, that is not really.
He didn't get to do the movie version. Like the Zach Morris and the Jesse Spano got to do the movie version of what he would do in his act, where he would say like he within the first 10 minutes he said cunt, and then was like, you guys never thought you'd hear Screech say that. And it's basically, that's the whole Jesse Spano, Zach in these movies thing of like, oh, we finally get to see
I'm not
Zach
a
Morris say
child
fuck.
anymore. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's the industry version of the Britney Spears song, like, no, I'm not a child,
Yeah.
like not yet a woman. Remember that song where it was just overt?
Yeah.
I knew you did. I was
Yeah.
looking at you the whole
Yeah.
time. I wasn't looking at Jeff. I know the audience here.
It's kind of like the Miley Cyrus thing, or the latest one with Karma, whatever that girl, Honey Boo Boo or whatever.
What?
There's like a girl that I can't think of her name. She's
JoJo.
JoJo Siwa. There it is.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
'Cause when
She's
you were
been
like,
trying.
I was like, I need to see Honey Boo Boo singing.
You know,
I
we
feel
got
like
there.
That would have showed up in my feed somewhere.
Yeah, JoJo Siwa trying to reinvent.
It's like when they're like, I do sex now.
I'm a slut.
Yeah,
You're
you're like, okay.
These are slutty bows I
You
wear
don't
now.
have to tell us. Yeah.
I mean, is that weird?
What?
Is it weird to make albums when you're 14 and then when you're 22 to have a vibe shift? Or you still
I don't think
make-
it's weird. I just think how a lot of them choose to do it is sometimes fumbled. Like the Britney Spears one was kind of like smoother.
Yeah.
But
well,
and
she
then-
had less distance to cover from, because
She
the
was a
first time
sexy
we saw her,
lady
she wasn't a 7th grader. She was.
Yeah, she was.
She
First time we
was
saw her was
doing-
in the Mouseketeers.
The Mickey
All right.
Mouse
Well,
Club.
yeah, the singing part. Is that what JoJo? Like I thought JoJo was a singer. I thought we were talking about the singing. career.
JoJo was like a pageant girl, and then
And
became
now
a
she's an
Disney
adult?
Channel girl, and then now she's an adult, and she's been trying to go like the slutty route, and it's just this worse fumble.
It's like there's no metaphor in a lot. What she's like there's like a loose metaphor when they do the pop thing to be like I was a young kid and now my vagina's here, and it's like. But this JoJo one, I think that's why the internet was fascinated, because it was like there was no subtlety to it. It was like, I used to be a child and now I do dicks in my pussy, and everyone's like, whoa, that's
That's a lot.
that's
Bruh.
natural, but the way you're saying it's awful. So that's kind of
Yeah. So this
was Mark.
Paul Gosselaar's.
being like, I do sex now.
I do suicide movies.
I've eaten pussy a little bit.
Oh yeah, probably trigger/content warning for people.
Oh, yeah.
Lots
Oh,
of
yeah.
suicide in this. So
Lots of suicide talk.
Lots of suicide talk.
A shockingly low amount of actual suicide.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
usually how it goes.
yeah. They're all just pretending.
That is a dark joke.
That is a
was
very
dark
dark
joke. I do not mean that. That is a very dark joke that opportunity presented itself. This does not reflect Saturday Afternoon Movie Club. It's just a dark joke.
Right. These are our personal thoughts. These are not the. This is not the shows. The show is not pushing these
This
ideas.
is
We.
Geoff Tate's brain speaking.
Yeah. Right. I mean, most suicide jokes are dark because most suicides happen at night.
I don't even know if that's true.
It feels true though, right?
It
feel
does.
true, but
It
I don't.
feels
That's
true.
why I said, but I don't know if it is.
If I had to guess, I would
Because
say
I think-
between midnight and 4 a.m.
I think when you're in a suicide mood, everything kind of feels dark.
Yeah.
So I think you're like, is it daytime or not?
Yeah, but I feel like if it's
night.
daytime, there's enough to do. You can keep yourself busy.
Well, that may be why there's too much to do.
Well, we're talking about 1998, where there was a lot less to do. So daytime,
Yeah, you're right.
you pretty.
That was
The calendar was full.
Senior in high school, I think. Senior, 98.
I was 2 years out. I was already working at Don Pablo's or some shit.
Hell yeah.
Right? And yes, dark. It's 12 to 4.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that grease smell out of.
It is. You learn
It's
a lot
even though you wear you just wear your uniform to work, it's still going to make the whole apartment smell like it.
does.
Your car.
It is.
Not the that is not the part of the Don Pablo's you want to smell like either. You smell like the bad part of it. the all of it at the same time part.
Oh, yeah. It's like Subway. I had that going when I worked there.
Certain jobs are a lifestyle, whether you choose them to be or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, like
Take a lot home with you.
I love fajitas. You smell like fajitas? I smell like fajitas and everything else on the menu.
Yeah.
That's a different smell than
And the
fajitas.
stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
I like that too.
And the drains.
Yeah.
And all the stuff
dumpster.
and all the stuff from yesterday's menu.
Yeah.
Because that's still around somewhere too.
But it is working as a server at a restaurant is fun.
Yeah.
That is like when you're honest about it, you're like people are like, oh, it sucks, and you're like kind of, but it's also pretty fun. It's exciting. You make quick money. The people you work with are lunatics.
Yeah. If there's a good
The culture has to.
it really it has to be.
No, I've walked in. I've worked at a place a week before and been like, no, fuck this place. Everyone here is a murderer.
Yeah. Or like I've walked out.
That I just didn't come back.
Yeah.
I walked out of the shift and was like, oh, I don't work there anymore. I didn't tell anyone. I just
Yeah, you don't have to. They'll figure it out.
You don't. When you're like, my mom once said that to me. She's like, you don't do 2-week notices when you quit these serving jobs, and I just laughed. I was like, no. She was like, well, that's rude. I was like, the reason I quit was because they suck.
Yeah.
They're rude. She was like, oh, okay. It was just that's
Right.
always cracked me up.
Every place I've ever walked out of without putting in notice, they weren't surprised. You know what I mean?
No.
I wasn't the first person.
No.
They were probably more surprised I showed up on the day I walked out.
That's usually, yes. I only had one place where I called, and it was the last place I ever worked at, Ted's Montana Grill. And I got a gig at Zany's last minute, and I couldn't get anybody to cover, and I just called the manager. I was like, I'm not coming, just to let you know I like you. But he's like, well, call somebody. I was like, no, I'm telling you. And he was like, well, you got to come in. I got to fire you if you don't come in. I was like, I understand that. I'm here to do comedy, and that's. He's like, no, you got to come in, man. And I was like, I can't. I'm not. That's why I'm telling you. And no, and he's like, but then I have to fire you. And I was like, I know that. You can fire me. He's like, please come in. And I was like, oh, you don't want to fire me. He's like, you just make work fun. But I was like, I just can't. I'm sorry. And he's like, he tried calling 2 other people to get. I was like, this is crazy. I'm trying to quit. And he won't. But
Those are always my favorite. The handful of times where I just like looked a manager in the face and was like, I quit. And they were like, you can't quit. And I go, as soon as I finish that sentence, you don't have any power over me.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing. Yes.
You can't buy a new hat. You realize that I have just as much authority to tell you that as you tell me I can't quit. As soon as I finish the I quit sentence, I don't work here.
You can't do that. I did do that.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
You're a manager now. You're no longer mine.
Yeah.
You should go talk to somebody who works for you.
That is.
Did you ever meet Ted? Ted's Montana Grill?
Actually, I am 1 degree away from Ted. Like, my sister married into the Macaulay family, which is a private school in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And that's where he went.
Oh.
And then, like, one day he just gave him $25 million. And I was like, have you met him? I told my brother-in-law, and he was like, yeah, he goes, he's, I guess, eccentric. So he's like, he's super intelligent, but, like, he doesn't live on this planet, really.
Nah.
And then one time he said he came to speak, and they pre-asked they have questions before. So people come up and ask him questions, but he knows what they are. And they said the last time he did it, that the kid came up to ask the question, but Ted had it written down on the podium and just interrupted the kid and finished the question for him and then started answering them. They said everyone just kind of laughed, and Ted's like, "What?" Anyway, blah blah blah. He's like charming as hell, but he's just kind of a mess because he's older now. But he's like, and like Ted's Montana Grill's awesome. I love that story. Is like him and the Longhorn dude were friends, and Ted he saved bisons.
Yeah,
the species. He saved them by buying all the land and then this giant herd and then them reproducing. And then he's like, I don't know what to do with them. And then the Longhorn guy's like, we should start a restaurant and sell bison.
He oversaved bison. Now there's too many.
Well, that's just.
And we should cook them.
He's like, so now I have this restaurant. That's awesome.
That's pretty good. I've been to a few. It's
I-
a nice, if you end up at a place with a club, like in one of those outside things, like that's everywhere I've ever seen it.
It is in a upscale lifestyle center.
Yeah. And it's a solid option.
Yes, it's like a Papa Do's where you're like, you're gonna do all right.
Yeah.
Food's good.
You're
This
gonna
is such a sorry about this. This is not what you guys talk about.
get- Where the opening banter part.
You know, there's probably one of those in a movie at some point.
Yeah. Bison?
Nope.
That's as far as we can get. I don't think Ted's Montana Grill is in any movies.
Dances with Wolves.
Right? There's definitely bison in there.
Bison dances with wolves.
I bet
The Lion
I
King.
bet Ted Turner owns some of those bison now.
Oh, you think you got some famous bison?
You think
he
watching it, he's
introduces
like,
them?
Hey, I know that one. I've seen that.
This is the one from.
He's that DiCaprio fucking meme when he's like,
Oh, yeah.
that's Larry. That's Larry.
There was a honky tonk in Northern Kentucky called Bobby Mackey's. It's gone now, but they used to do ghost tours,
Mm.
and it's the land of what like it was the history of this building and the land. It was like a hangman spot in the 1800s. Then they built a slaughterhouse. Then that thing went out of business, and the mob took it over. And it was either the mob and then they abandoned that building, and then Satanists just kind of squatted, or it was Satanists and then the mob. But either way, there's a little room downstairs, a little stone room in the middle of a stone basement. But that's where they would do the murders, the mob murders. They would so they would give me this ghost tour, and it was super creepy and super weird. And then at one point in the basement, as she's like, this is where the dancers, the burlesque dancers, where there's a burlesque dancer ghost. You walk in there, people get scratches on their face without touching anything, that kind of stuff. And then over in this corner, and I was like, "Oh, what's over there?" And she goes, "That's the mechanical bull from Urban Cowboy." And it just wasn't. They just had an old mechanical bull in the corner, like that. And I was like, "Ooh, a celebrity sighting."
Do you think it was just a regular mechanical bull?
I took my picture next to it.
But,
I don't
mean,
take pictures with a lot of famous
that's
people,
so-
but that is.
It's like one of the best lies I've ever heard.
It's perfect because you can't really.
Can't dispute
You
it.
can't.
Well, and
yeah.
you want it to be true
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's so dumb. That
And
you're
I-
just like, that's like a scam that's like $1,000. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just enough. You feel like you could get something out of it, but like if you lose it, you're like, it's still like $1,000.
Right. They should advertise a ghost tour and a special celebrity drop in. You could charge more.
Just be
It
like,
costs $30 for the ghost
not
tour. I didn't even know
drop
about
in, Just like you can ride the fucking.
Oh, you can't ride it. That was the one thing that kind of backstops her story is how long it was. Urban Cowboy was 40 years old, so that mechanical bull also probably doesn't work. Worst case scenario, they at least have something in common. They both no longer work as mechanical bulls.
But also, what makes that story kind of work is like any building like that that has like that kind of storied past, full of like just passed on shenanigans from owner to owner.
Yeah.
That is how they end up with the bull from fucking. Because that kind of place has a weird energy. We're like, yeah, one day this dude came in, he just had a trailer, and he's like, y'all want this thing? We're like, how much? He's like, $100. Like, fuck yeah, we'll get it. And he's like, it's in a movie. And we're like, yeah, it was. Get in here. That is how all that works. Because it is like, because there weren't that many people.
I kind of wish that that the mechanical bull was also a ghost.
Well, if you turn it on,
That would have been fun.
there's like a grip
You
from
pull
the
the-
original movie who died on it.
Pull a sheet off of it, and there's nothing there. Oh, and then you see it on the other side of the room, stomping its foot, about to charge you. I don't really know what mechanical bulls do, but this is where you're the matador, right? You have to.
Yeah.
They charge at you, and you
Well, they're
dodge.
also, it's just, that's a drunk carny game.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't ever get on one.
No.
It's they look more safe because they're in like a bar. But
Yeah.
it is just a midway ride. It's like a small midway ride. Like my my son has this lady who helps us sometimes. She's a Spanish lady, and we learned that for a while, she's older. For a while, her and her ex-husband, he owned a small carnival Midway.
Oh.
And they just did the drive around and would set them up in like parking lots. You know, you see those?
Yeah.
And we know this because the Catholic Church down the street sets one up every year. And my wife was like, "Oh, you should take the," and she was like, "No, those are not safe." And we were like, "How you know that?" And she's like, and then she told us, and she was like, "Yeah, kids fall off those things all the time," and blah blah blah. And I was like, "I knew it, I knew it." Just this great confirmation. But that leads us to Dead Man on Campus.
Yeah. They go to college in Urban Cowboy.
Sure.
Carnival people. It all works. They have carnivals at the college. Urban Cowboy's about college. Now we're talking about Dead Man on Campus.
He's a dead guy. Right?
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, they're shockingly low number of dead people in this movie. The only one I can think of is named Bob, but we'll get to it in a minute. This movie came out, Dead Man on Campus, August 21st, 1998. It debuted at number 6, behind number 1 that week, Blade, also a new release.
I saw that in the movie.
Yeah. I'm 90% sure I saw it this day. Then Saving Private Ryan, There's Something About Mary, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, Snake Eyes, Dead Man on Campus, Ever After, A Cinderella Story, Dance With Me, The Parent Trap, and The Avengers, the bad one. And Roger Ebert did not see Dead Man on Campus. There's no Roger Ebert review. There's probably, I don't even know if the TV show was still on, if there was even a Siskel and Ebert review of it, but
what was it, number 6?
Number 6, yeah.
That's not shabby.
It's not shabby, but it only made $4.7 million that weekend.
But how much did it cost to make?
Oh,
I'm gonna guess.
I can't
3.
I can't imagine that this movie couldn't have been made with money. It had to have been made with,
I'm just guessing 3. They had to pay
Just deals.
this was all I imagine. My best guess for this movie is every single person involved had one more thing left on their contract before they could get out of having to work for whatever Paramount or whatever.
Yeah, it's probably Paramount.
One of those deals, like how every band we like, their greatest hits is the last one on that label.
That's good for them.
It's always just to get out. I don't even know. I couldn't find. The budget was 14.
Okay.
14 million?
So
14 million.
It flopped hard.
Right? The total gross worldwide, 15 million.
Made $1 million.
So I mean, it made a third of its total run in its opening weekend. I guess that's not bad.
It's not terrible.
If you do it without any actual numbers and just like how I graduated 6th in my class, that sounds pretty good. Until you find out there was 24 people and I had 3.1 grade point
There you
average.
go. Top 10.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah,
I
top.
almost broke that top 5.
But if I just say top 6,
Yeah,
that sounds fucking stellar.
Yeah.
If you'd turned in that essay, top 5.
Had I not been late to that one business English class because I was I was watching the O.J. Simpson verdict.
That's history. You should get extra credit for history.
Yeah.
I was in the history teacher's class.
Yeah,
That was where it was.
He knew what was up.
History teacher's a real bastard.
That guy. I can't remember his name, but
This is your dad.
it wasn't my dad. He didn't.
So wait,
That was full on preacher dad. He had
who
stopped
are
being
the
a
chicks
teacher.
in this movie?
All right, the chicks in this movie are.
Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Wait, I think we have different definitions of chicks.
Nah, I'm just being. He's a doll baby.
Right, so the two leads, Tom Everett Scott, Mark Paul Gosselaar. So Zach Morris and the drummer from That Thing You Do. The women, the 3 lead women, Poppy Montgomery. She's the female lead. She's in it the most. The love interest of Tom Everett Scott.
She plays Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah. She plays Rachel. She let me
Great
see
name.
if I can find.
Great name, Poppy Montgomery.
Right? I looked up she's got 5 sisters or whatever, and they're all named after flowers.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna guess.
Oh, I can find it right here. It's real. Poppy's sisters are named Rosie Thorne, Daisy Yellow, Lily Bell, and Marigold Sun. So
Bet Marigold's son's a handful.
Well, yeah, Fifth. They're
and
not paying
Fifth,
attention.
And then like a weird like Marigold is like
She's being raised by Thorne and Lily. So Poppy Montgomery, then Mary Moreau played Kristen, and then Lucy was played by Allison Hannigan, who at the time
she's done
the
so
third
fucking well.
Yeah.
She's in the American Pie movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So those residuals she's probably made just in those alone, you could probably live a middle class life and never have a job again.
From American Pie?
Yes.
Right? So middle class with American Pie.
And then Buffy the Vampire
Buffy.
fucking Slayer.
I mean, Buffy
The
by
TV
itself.
show.
Buffy by itself means even if she never worked again, she could make $30,000 a week doing conventions.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and then How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah.
which is also in syndication.
This lady,
She has boxes of checks show up to her house every day.
right, going to the mail, just picking up her mail, she makes more than my dad ever made in a year.
She's also the host.
Today.
She also hosted that Penn and Teller Fool
She
Us
did.
TV show.
She sure did.
Oh, yeah.
Which the only reason I know that is because I went to a taping.
The only reason I know that is because I watched that show in its entirety.
Because I was a fan.
I was a big fan.
I didn't know that show had a host.
Yep.
Neither did I.
Seems like a weird thing to need a host for.
I was like, why is Allison here?
When Penn and Teller, like, wouldn't Penn be the one who, like, he'd never stop stalking?
Well, when networks are involved, someone has to make a note and be like, don't we need like a female host? And then they're like, that's my contribution to the show.
And the first season or first two seasons had a male host.
Yeah.
And they swapped him.
Oh.
That is someone doing their job.
Yep.
It's kind of like Terry. She was like the Terry Crews role. Isn't he
Yes.
on? Yeah, on America's Got Talent.
Like the roving host kind
Yeah.
of reporter
Mhm.
dude. Yeah. No, good for her. She's been in a lot. Mark Paul Gosselaar was in what's that show with Kumail?
Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley.
No, it was a TNT lawyer show.
Oh, Franklin and
Franklin
Bash.
and Bash.
Yeah, he was one of those dudes.
Yeah.
He was
right.
Franklin, or Bash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. With Breckenmeyer, who I also think is lovely.
Oh, yeah, that dude. I
This
like
came
that.
up recently. Franklin and Bash and him. You just said his name, and it's already gone.
Breckenmeyer.
Breckenmeyer, thank you.
Yeah, I never saw Franklin and Bash, but you're right.
I just knew
wasn't
about
that-
it because Kumail was in it, and then he was in a show with the Saved by the Bell dude.
But that was
And it
that
was
show
on
actually.
longer than I thought it would be.
I mean, there's probably more episodes of that than Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where
Yeah.
It was like I would turn and be like, holy shit, this show's still
They're
going.
probably still making bones. Some of these shows just keep going, and nobody knows who they are or what they do.
Just until you get your own Pluto channel.
Did you say?
It's the dream.
Did you say Jason Segel?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Is he in it?
Yeah.
Good
Jason
Lord.
Segel's in it, yeah.
Yeah,
He's the only part of this movie that's actually kind of funny and good.
He's their
I can't
best
give
luck,
it to him.
he's their best luck. You know, like movies like this need a little casting luck to. A movie like this is not going to have a long tail on it, but movies from the '90s, when you do this, you get lucky with your casting, and those people go on to
Oh, okay. So yes. do
right. Like
stuff.
think about
else.
like Dazed and How does Dazed and Confused hold up if half that cast didn't end up in a bunch of movies the rest of the decade?
Right.
More than half.
Yeah, like
Rory Cochrane is in CSI Miami.
yeah, they all end up with the Hauser. What's that? The red hair guy, Cole Hauser. He's done a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he's in like a lot of action stuff.
The
Yeah.
lead of Dazed and Confused, he gets extra credit because he's got a twin. So it just seemed like they were in every fucking movie for a
Jeremy
while.
London.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jeremy and Jason London.
And then if you want to talk like someone that's in every iconic generational film is the redheaded dude, what's his name? Anthony Rapp.
yeah, that guy.
He's in Adventures in Babysitting. He's
Yeah.
in Dazed and Confused. He's in Road Trip.
Right, Adam Goldberg's in it too. Like these guys, they all
Well,
they have
they're
touched on-
talented child actors,
right?
that
But you can
work
go back
forever.
and look, and like it holds up. And this, none of the people, like the roommates that they bring in, we'll get to
None of-
that part.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, I see what you're saying. So any of these unheard, like the new actors or nobody with a name,
Yeah.
goes on to do shit, and
Yeah.
that doesn't. You're right. That does make the film kind of disappear.
yeah,
Yeah,
now all
yeah.
you have is Tom Everett Scott, who himself disappeared, and Zach Morris, and
Who
that's it.
himself disappeared on purpose
Yeah.
too. Yeah, because he's like, I ain't got enough money. It's fine.
Right? It's an odd thing but it also had Jason Segel's in it and Linda Cardellini
Mm-hmm.
before Freaks and
Whoa.
Geeks.
I love Linda Cardellini. I'd
This
leave my
actually
life
in the-
right now for her.
In the research, this was supposed to come out a whole year before, August of '97 instead of August of '98. So they filmed this 2 years before Freaks and Geeks. So I mean, you look at this and go, well, Jason Segel, for the part he played, the fact that he ended up the most famous person or whatever, probably from this movie. After it, Zach Morris was probably the most famous person at the time.
Yeah.
Allison Hannigan isn't good luck because she was on Buffy. And then the rest of it was just bad luck, except for Segel and Cardellini. And then Cardellini probably has the highest box office receipts of anybody in this cast because she was in 3 or 4 Avengers movies.
And Scooby.
And Scoob, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Scooby-Doo. Those two, like she was in 2 of those. They
She
made a
was.
ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
But of the roommates, I can say the names of Lachlan Monroe, Randy Perlstein, and Corey Page. That's it. That's basically the whole cast.
Corey Page is the one that.
There's one that sang. The singing roommate.
Oh, okay.
Is this one of those movies that someone else produced and developed and made, and then MTV came along and bought it? Because that's what they did with Napoleon Dynamite. And then that's how they got some of the music in it and got to pay for somebody else.
There
But
is
MTV
not.
came in after and bought it, because I don't think MTV like developed movies.
Well, I think in this era, it feels like I have no idea. I can tell you the one
Yeah.
thing I know about an answer to this particular question is there's not a lot of information about this movie.
Mm.
Once it was done, nobody gave a fuck. They
That
didn't
sounds
put,
like MTV was involved in.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Viacom.
And
Okay.
it's
Is it
very-
done? Okay, bye.
it's very soundtrack, 97, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then the fact that it was filmed a shelf for a year or whatever
yeah,
explains why
that's
there's
what makes me think
swing.
that MTV came along and was like, "We'll just buy this movie and then put it out and try to make some money off of it."
No, a lot of it is like the soundtrack is definitely what was on MTV in 96.
Well, that's how they promoted it. Is to put all the songs.
That's why I think they made it, and then somehow it just didn't get released
I
for
see
an
what
extra
you're saying.
year because it's such a specific time period for the soundtrack, but late.
I see what you're saying.
That's what I mean,
Mhm.
right? You put a swing song,
It was probably
Squirrel
like,
Nut
the
Zippers in
plan was-
'98 or whatever. People are like, this seems odd.
The plan and marketing was poorly executed. They had a package ready to go, and then
Yeah, but there's
Yeah.
like Soul Coughing and Eels, like this stuff, like
I got
the
you.
songs that I recognized were new in 1996. Like they came out, so they were putting the hottest shit into this movie, and then they wait 2 years, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's where there
I
was
think
like,
they made it's
if
too
they would have
stupid
dropped it
to
when
have.
they wanted to, but it might have been one of those things too when like a new executive comes in and it's like an old executive's projects.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
don't, and it's the weirdest fucking shit in the world. Instead of just being like, this is going to make us a bunch of money, and that would make the fucking exec look like a genius. They're like, I had nothing to do with that. Let's just push it away. And then like a year later, they're like, fuck, we got to release this and put this out.
Another new executive comes in, and instead of
Yes.
shelves all the previous exec stuff, but the one before
Or-
that,
yeah.
Oh, I love Saved by the
Bring
Bell.
that
Put that out.
everyone that
Yeah.
knew the
Yeah.
the 2 ago guy, they're all gone, so nobody is going to know that this was somebody else's thing. Then they dump it out and they make this movie that
Well,
we
that's
should
a part
do.
of this business people don't understand is like, well, why did this movie get more, and it's like I've worked with this executive one time, and it wasn't even, they just hired me to host this thing, and it was just so clear this dude was terrified of fucking up because he had just fucked up something else.
Yeah.
That he didn't, and it was just like, looking back, it was like, oh, these dudes are who really fuck projects up. It's not the artists or the creatives, because they all do a great job. They're trained to do. It's like, it's the way something's marketed or presented, and it's because these dudes they don't want to lose their job at CMT or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when you examine it, you're like, they didn't want to work at CMT to begin with, but this is the last rung. They wanted to work at fucking Focus Pictures, and make cool movies, but now they're talking to this hillbilly kid about fucking a document. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, listen, I know this isn't what you wanted to do, but you should at least fucking try. Yeah, that part of the business is fascinating, because it's like, this movie should have never been released.
I mean, this movie should have been killed the minute Mike White goes, "Hey, I got an idea for a movie," and then tells his friend, and his friend's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, man?"
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. It never should have got out of
It never should have.
stoned at 11:30 on your couch talking some nonsense to your friend.
It's
stage.
why Hollywood is awesome and awful at the same time.
Yeah.
That it's like, how did this get made? And you're like, who cares? It did. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And also awful. And you're like, yes. Like the movie The Room.
Oh yeah, Tommy Wiseau.
And they nailed it in the
Disaster Artist.
The Disaster Artist, because they answered the question I always had about that movie. Is like, that was when they all knew was terrible the whole time they were making it.
Mm-hmm.
And until I started working in the business or whatever, it didn't become clear. It was like when they show Seth Rogen going to the bank on his first check he gets from it, and he's like, "Here goes," because he can. And they're like, "Oh yeah, this bank account has like endless supply of like money and stuff." And I was like, "That is how something like that gets made, because it's just a bunch of working class creatives who need a gig." And they get hired on something, and you're like, "What are you working on?" You're like, "I don't know. It's awful."
Yeah.
But I get the camera work's going to look fucking amazing, and you know what? My mortgage is paid for. I was like, that is how something awful like that gets made. It's like some lunatic finds money. It's like Tiger King, but in movies.
Yeah.
It's like when you see a billboard with the worst graphic design, you're like, this is on a billboard.
Yes.
And I bet it was a talented graphic artist that did it. It was the person who bought it at that pawn shop was like, yeah, put more of that on there.
Right.
I want more crystals. And you're like, all right, here we go.
Okay.
Put it up.
I went to Rhode Island School of Design. And you're like, yeah. Can you do clip art? Can you put Clippy on there?
Just ruining it. They're like, well, I need to pay my mortgage, so
I can. Yeah, I guess I need a new car.
All right, well, let's do the recap real quick. Yeah.
Sure.
I got questions.
I'm sure you do, and I'm gonna try and answer them, but I won't, because anyway. All right, so movie starts. Josh, played by Tom Everett Scott, is attending college. He is a med student. He wants to be a doctor. He loads up on way too many credits. And the guidance counselor is like, "You sure there's a lot of credits?" He's like, "I fucking got this." And we find out very quickly he does not, in fact, got this. He has two roommates, one of which lives across the common area and is a complete fucking lunatic. That's Jason Segel. And the other one lives in the room with him, and that is Mark Paul Gosselaar. And
I mean, that part, we can get to it, but it felt like they had adjoining hotel rooms more than it was one dorm room, but somehow he was also a roommate.
Yeah, it's a 2-bedroom apartment with a common space in the middle.
Is that called a quad? I know that's 4 usually, but I
no
feel
idea.
like that.
It might be.
I
don't
shared a
know.
bathroom my first year when I went to like a Western Kentucky. It was like older. It was like a freshman or sophomore dorm. It was like an older dorm, and it was like I had a roommate, and then we shared a bathroom with these other two dudes in another room. So that it felt like a weird.
Was the
hotel
bathroom what connected?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like
So-
the Brady Bunch bathroom.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
like that.
okay.
Where and I was like,
Those are
kinda,
called Jack and Jill's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
There was a co-ed dorm, which was kind of cool.
Okay.
That's-
Until
That's what the
back.
Jill part means for the listeners.
Jill.
It's a co-ed bathroom. I don't know how I know it's called a Jack and Jill, but it is.
That's-
It's probably
I know
from a
that
I
it
crossword
can
puzzle.
vouch for that. I did also randomly know that.
So, we find out pretty quick that his roommate Cooper is a big party boy. Really likes to drink, do drugs, just fucking stay out all hours of the night. Initially, all this dude does is get way hammered and throw parties and bring home girls to fuck while our boy Josh is trying to sleep
And become a doctor.
and become a doctor. And because he can't ever sleep, he can't get his homework done, he can't pass classes, he can't do anything. So one night he's like, fuck it, I'll go have a drink. And he meets the love interest, Rachel, and he stays out partying. He's like, why do I want to be a doctor when I can stay in college and party? And he gets onto the party scene and finds out that he's starting to fail all his classes, is doing real shitty, and then he finds out from his guidance counselor that he has to maintain a B+ average to keep his full ride scholarship to this university. And then on the flip side of that, his roommate Cooper is being funded by his plumber king father in this university, who says, if you don't get your grades up, you're going to come work for me out in the field and plunge shit out of toilets. He goes, well, I don't want to do that. So they're both in a position where they don't have enough time to recover. This is post midterms. So they're like, well, what do we do? And they find out that in the school charter, if a roommate commits suicide, you get all straight A's. Or the remaining roommate gets straight A's. So
Right.
they have, I guess at some point, there's some mention that Jason Segel's character is not living there anymore.
Yeah, he meets Linda Cardellini and just goes and stays there.
Just goes and
I
stays
would
there.
do that
So
too.
they
That's
he
very
doesn't
dumb.
technically
that
move
part
out.
Is believable in this film.
Sure.
They do fraud or whatever, and
Yeah.
and fuck the paperwork so they can move somebody in.
Yeah.
like move him out.
So the whole thing is now they are actively trying to find the saddest, most suicidal person on campus to move them in and then push them over the edge to kill themselves.
Whoa!
Right, this is where they don't actually make somebody kill themselves. This is when
I
they're like,
forgot about
this is when they're
I-
the good people version of them is like, we'll just find somebody who's going to anyway.
Yeah.
And we'll just make that person be our roommate, because if they're going to kill themselves anyway, we might as well
reap the benefits of
get
this.
this straight, right?
Isn't it crazy Columbine happened around this time?
Yeah, right after.
Yeah.
Really wild.
So then the rest of the movie is them. I mean, saying it like there's a ton that happens. They basically go through 3 roommates. One of them is like an actual psychopath who's like jumping off of buildings and throwing water balloons at people
But they
from the
don't
balcony.
die.
And no,
Those type of people
he
don't die.
gets in like more increasingly dangerous situations and survives to
Yeah.
everybody's surprise.
That's how psychopaths work.
Yeah.
The second guy is a crazy conspiracy theorist who thinks he's being monitored by Bill Gates and that he has to kill himself to save the world.
It's a win-win.
Right. Turns out there's a lot more of that guy than we ever thought there was.
Yeah. There's way more of that guy than there needs to be. And then the
I
third,
think that dude is breeding.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of
this is where this started. And then the third guy they get is like bleeding heart emo pretending to be British band leader
Yeah, and pretended to be suicidal.
and pretending to be suicidal. So he's putting on this
for the,
whole
yeah, for the puss.
sad boy facade for the puss.
Yeah.
I knew it did like that.
What's his band called?
His band is called Kiss
My
My
Chemical
Ass.
Romance.
Oh, that, yes.
Kiss My Ass.
Kiss My Ass is the name of his band. And then we find out that he's actually really into show tunes. And he was a cheerleader.
And cartoons.
He's
He's dramatic.
He's very dramatic. It's shocking. They had this whole running gag through the whole thing that these 2 roommates who are trying to move in a third person are gay and are having like increasingly wild sex in their dorm room. And they have this dude who's like a complete analog for a gay guy in college, and they do nothing with it.
And it's written by a gay guy.
And it's written by a gay guy.
And they also don't ever
But it was the 90s.
deny it.
Yeah, they
They
don't
don't.
deny it.
Like the 2 guys that the rest of the hall think are gay never say they aren't.
They never say they aren't. There's lots of Cooper having sex.
But
with
that's
women.
I mean, I do think that was
Too
that
much.
late 90s.
Too much.
For whatever reason, that was that late 90s. They did a decent job of like just presenting gay characters so people would get used to seeing them.
Yeah.
Before they made them people. They were there, which, and as terrible as that sounds, that is how you introduce something different without dumb people being like, I'm gonna punch it.
Right.
So there is, looking back, it's easy to judge, but you're like, they were making the right steps.
Well, there's a scene in this where all of their friends confront them in a courtyard. And they're like, hey, we just want to let you guys know. We know you're gay, and it's fine. And
That's awesome.
They're actively looking for people to try and like take advantage of their suicidal tendencies. And their friends like confront them because they find them behind a bush taking pictures, and they like
They fall on each other.
They fall on each other, and it makes it look like they're making out.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was also a little. I think now that knowing about the Mike White and all of this, like the joke in the 90s would be their reaction, and the fact that he put the first thing in and not the second thing feels a little better. Now.
Yeah.
Like he's
Like
taking
a little more subversive
steps.
than the whole maybe Chandler's gay thing, and there's the way he would panic.
just a little baby steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
So that middle America can be like, I think it's okay.
Right, and don't give them any more ammo of having them freak out and be like, "How dare you!"
Right.
Don't be shoving it down my throat like a deep throbbing cock. I mean, whenever they use that phrase, "Don't shove it down my throat," I'm always like, that is a particular phrase you have chosen.
Listen, I don't care if you guys are gay. Just quit jamming it up my ass.
Shoving it deep where I can feel it in the back of my throat. Don't shove it down there.
That is how we
With
communicate
that
everything.
fucking
We fuck it
beautiful
into
mustache of love, shoving it in my face. And you're just like, whoa, dude.
I do love fucking my personality into people.
Yeah, well, don't I know it?
Is that a line from the movie?
No, it should be though. It fits.
It's a line from Randy's bio.
Yeah.
That's his bio.
I'm gonna jam my personality straight up your ass.
How this movie ends is everything falls apart. They can't get anybody to kill themselves. Their midterm or their finals are like the next day. And Josh decides that he is going to climb on the roof of a building.
Bridge.
Is
it a bridge?
No, I think it's a roof of a building.
Either way, I apologize.
It's a bridge.
Is it a bridge?
Yeah,
It's
it's a
high.
bridge.
Either way, it's up high. He's going to pose like he's going to kill himself. And then his roommate's going to come in and be like, no, don't kill yourself. Everything's going to be fine. You have so much to live for. And then he climbs down. And the whole thing is, well, they can't kick someone who's suicidal out of school, nor the person that saved his life, can they?
Well, the person that saved his life, right? This was the scam. So Zach Morris doesn't know about this.
Two drunk sociopaths.
Yes.
Tom Everett Scott just stages the suicide attempt.
Yes.
Zach Morris
Doesn't
comes
know.
through.
Yeah.
Doesn't, because Zach Morris, if he talks him into it, if he gets the straight A's,
Right.
talks him out of it. But Zach isn't getting kicked out by the college. He's getting kicked out by his dad.
By his dad. His dad's going to threaten funding.
So the college, Tom Everett Scott pulled one over on the college.
Right.
And they're like, they're not going to pull his scholarship. He's suicidal. And then Zach Morris's dad is going to be like, we'll give you another shot at college since you're a hero.
Right.
So not enough people die in this movie. For the title.
Zero people die in this movie.
There's only one dead person in the movie, and it's Bob,
The corpse.
the corpse from one of his.
One of
He
his
has to
bosses.
dissect a full human body,
Cadaver.
Yeah.
Whatever.
right? And it's the beginning of his freshman year.
Nah, that's not how they do that.
No, it's not.
No, because I think
That feels
You got to
like
get
something
the
that-
organic chemistry
well, I
first.
think if you did it like that, that would be a good way to find all the serial killers.
Yes, it would.
Because if
I
you
don't
get
know how
like,
being
oh,
a doctor
freshman year,
works,
you
but-
get to examine bodies and cut them up, and people are like, "Really? First day? First day? Yeah, I'd
Cadaver
like to do that."
101.
Listen, the bookstore charges too much, so I just brought my own.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Can
call
we
him
bring
Bob.
our own bodies? Do I shave on tuition if I got my own to work? I already started tinkering a little bit.
I brought my own tools too. You show up with a body and like a axe.
It's just like,
You're like,
check
this
it
is
out.
how you dissect.
You steal a lot of stuff from the dentist's office.
So like the idea of having a full roll of chef knives ready to go too.
Oh yeah, when you
Roll it out.
and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the felt thing, and
Yeah.
those are nice. So, how many of your questions do you still have?
Yeah.
I imagine most of them were probably answered by this.
Yeah,
Now that we
there
got
is
there.
like, because there was like plot holes I forgot about.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, I think that it was one of those movies where I was like, where you watch it and then eventually you're just like, I don't care anymore. 'cause
Oh,
this is
for
like-
sure.
Because it's like the leaps of like the leaps you have to take in this movie. I do remember where it is like, well, these are just these aren't even like sitcom charactery things that a person would do. Like these are like these are psychopaths. These are people that need to be in jail.
Well, they're bad people that the script is trying to make you look favorably on, which is why it doesn't work.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, they're just-
sociopaths.
Yeah.
We're watching the movie about them. That's all the incentive we're given as the audience to root for these people because they're the leads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
these are the
nothing
two
else they could do with
These
it.
are the two dudes we're watching, and you're supposed to cheer for them because we're watching them. And you're
Right.
like, but we're just watching them be sociopaths.
Right.
And
Right.
you're
Right.
like, yeah, isn't that funny? And you're like, it's scary, is what it is.
It is because like
It's a little funny.
this guy hates it when I bring up this up.
Well,
but
yeah.
like you
Anytime
have
you're doing something you're not supposed to do, it's kind of fun.
with like Seinfeld or It's Always Sunny. Those are irredeemable people, but the show's not trying to convince you that they're good.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why those work. This is just no. They're still good guys. They're still good guys. They're trying to get somebody to kill themselves in their apartment, but they're still good guys.
Well, let's also be honest. We're talking about two actors that can't quite pull off what they're trying to pull off, which is like
Yeah.
a Danny McBride, James Gandolfini type character.
Yeah.
Which is someone that is irredeemable, but for whatever goddamn reason, you're like, I kind of like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is any highly functioning psychopath, they do have, and this is what I think people get wrong when they're discussing them, and they're like, oh, they're bad, blah, 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 and you're like, yeah, but some of them are very charming.
Right.
So when you just say they're bad, you're not warning people that they're fun to be around. They're just what they're doing. Like, there's a Steve Bannon documentary, and I watched the first 15 minutes, and like the first 10 minutes in, you're just like, this dude's kind of funny. And then you're immediately like, of course he is. He couldn't get away with most of the evil, awful stuff if he wasn't charming.
Right.
He would just be a weird slime ball that you're like, get the fuck out of here.
I kind of feel the same way about Gacy. Whenever you see Gacy stuff,
Yeah.
he's like charming.
Yes.
People loved him.
Well,
Ted Bundy was
I
handsome.
just gonna say Ted Bundy,
He was like a
handsome and charming.
good looking dude.
Yeah.
It helps if you're a sociopath to get pussy, I'm sure. Just saying whatever. But yeah, I've got a funny Ted Bundy. My ex-wife was like, she overreacted to a lot of stuff, and when we moved when I lived in Seattle, we moved to next to Lake Sammamish State Park, and I was like pumped because it was like half a mile I could have ran there. It was beautiful. It was on this lake. She's like, no, that's bad things happen in parks and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, shut up. You know what I mean? I was like, it's a park. And one night we're watching some murder thing, and they're like, and Ted Bundy killed 3 people in Lake Sammamish State Park. And I was like, son of a bitch. Like one of the most famous ones did something there. I was like, can't go to this goddamn park anymore. It was right there. But then I went
you
to
could.
Well, I did, but she wouldn't. But it was just like, it made me like, but then when I was walking around, I was like, this would be a good park to
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
Ted Bundy knew what he was
He
doing.
did. I did have that thought like 2 days later. I was like, he picked a good one. He's
Yeah.
the
Right.
reason he got away with this for a while. It's like this is.
Like the first pizza I got in New York was the first time I ever went to New York City. I got because I read a thing like Jack Black did an interview at that pizza place because he picked it, and I was like, Jack Black probably knows pizza,
Yeah, that is a good.
Did he?
right? Ted Bundy picks a park. It's going to be a pretty good park.
It was a great park. There's hot ladies there.
Yeah, he was successful. He was
Yes,
successful.
was good at what
It's
he
not
did.
like he was 0 for 1 and got caught.
Yeah.
He took multiple ladies on different days from that park.
Yeah, he went back, and every
doubt,
criminal
like,
knows you don't go
Randall
back
did.
unless it's locked down. He knows what's up.
I did think about one day. I was like, I bet he drove this lady on this road. And someone was like, yeah, he did. That was the only road there. And I was like,
Had to, right? It's kind of a celebrity sighting, like Ted Turner's Bison.
One time I met actor Penn Begley. You know who he is? He was in Gossip Girl and some other interesting stuff, but people know him from Gossip Girl and just through
Is he
mutual
the you
friends.
guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a great actor and an
Yeah.
interesting little dude. But
Hold on. Before we move on, we just should stop and acknowledge that Bjorn knew someone's name and the name of the show he was on. He knew both the things.
Is that rare?
That's
It's
crazy.
very rare.
I never do. It's
Oh, yeah.
wild.
He's
I've
earlier
watched
today-
all of.
Handsome, though.
I've also watched all of Gossip Girl,
Yeah,
which
he's
is
a-
the
yeah.
embarrassing part of that.
Already this episode, he jumped in with the thing and was like, well, I don't remember the show or the guy's name, but I know what you're talking about. And we just have to trust him. But this time he knew the show and the guy's name. He didn't even look it up. Like, I just want to,
We got it on
Props.
tape.
Nailed it.
It's
and
random.
on board.
Penn
if
is-
this was
and
on
Penn is
Reddit, I'd be
wonderful,
giving you
too.
a trophy.
Thank you for acknowledging me. I feel seen. I feel seen.
He was a lovely, but also like probably the peak of his fame too. When I hung out with him, and he couldn't have been more down to earth. And he and I talked because he grew up in that area. I forget, Issaquah is what it's called. It's a suburb of Seattle, and Modest Mouse is also from there too. I love that. But I brought up, I was like, "You ever go to Lake Sammamish Park?" And he was like, "Me and Ted Bundy, yeah." And I was like, "Isn't that great?" We just talked about it, and I was like, "It's just a good." He's like, "It is a good park." I was like, "To abduct somebody from. You're right there on the interstate. You go either way." And he's like, "Yeah, we used to joke about that all the time growing up." And I was like, "What a fun world!" I'm like relating to the Gossip Girl fella. Because we were like, yeah, that serial killer at that cool park we both went to. And it's like, that's funny.
He plays a good serial killer too, though.
Yeah, well, he was getting ready to play Jeff Buckley
Oh.
when I was hanging out with him. So we talked about how
Jeff
weird.
Buckley only killed one person.
Yes, that's what we talked about too. And how odd Jeff was as a human being. And people didn't realize that. And he's like, yeah, I didn't. He was laughing because he was like, I thought he was like cooler when I agreed to do the part. And he's like, and then I started doing a lot more research. I'm like, he's fucking weird. And I was like, yeah, no, I did the same thing when I was reading about him. I was like, this dude's fucked up. Okay. Which I thought, oh, good for this guy not being like a heartthrob kind of. He could have went that way, and he was an interesting person. That's why he plays a serial killer. But there was a lot of this was a very Brooklyn thing we did at that time where he was like, I'm going to go DJ at this bar. Do you want to go with me? And I was like, I would like to watch what happens when you DJ at a hip Brooklyn bar. And his friend who wasn't famous or anything, he's like, yeah, you do. And so I went and did a set and met them afterwards. And I walked in and he was up there and he was like, what's up? And him just saying hello to me, so many hot girls just turned and be like, who's he talking to? And I was like, this is like high school and crazy. I only stayed for like 10 minutes. I got super uncomfortable because I was just like, this is over. And he's like, this is why I stay behind the DJ booth. He's like, he's protected back there. And I was like, whoa, you're like, he's like, yeah, sometimes it's a lot, dude. And I was like, well, I don't have that problem. Good day. So that's my Gossip Girl story. But
What I'm
Ted
still
Bundy.
interested in how many more of these questions? I'm so interested in,
Yeah, what do you want to know?
because to be honest, there's not much else to talk about with this movie.
It's just fucking bad.
It's got a cool. It does have a good soundtrack.
There was one shot in it I really liked. That's about the credit I can give it.
There's also, I think, your theory about they make those movies like that with all those young actors before they've popped to see who can handle making a movie and see who might pop.
Oh, that's the old 80s style thing of like when the TV show, like Harry Anderson was on 6 episodes
Yes.
of Cheers before they gave him Night Court.
Yes.
They want to see if he could handle being on set and being watchable, and
Yes, all that. Because
like they did that for so long, and then
I've done some test episodes of shows, and they're weird as fuck because I was just a guest. It wasn't my show, but you go on, and there's a studio audience, like a regular fucking taping, and then you do the thing, and then there's like this other curtain to the side, and behind it is just, it's like another audience, but it's like 30 motherfuckers in suits. And they're from the network and corporate and all this stuff, and they're watching the show in a totally different fucking way.
yeah.
And I've done like 4 or 5 test episodes of stuff, and that part is always just even walking through there makes you feel bad. It is crazy because I was what and I was like, what was that? And they're like, that's corporate, and I was like, because what they do is they're just looking you're a product, and that is their job. So they're not being quote unquote weird, but you're like, yeah, you are.
It's a weird thing they fucking do.
It's weird. It is.
It's a weird job. Yeah.
It's weird. And one time I was in an Xbox commercial just playing this was the most like meat I've ever felt like. It was my friends directing it, and he just knew I could do the moves because there was no speaking part. And we got to go to the racetrack and do the stuff because he was like, you would be fun to hang out with today too. And I was like, you were right, thank you. And but I felt so I had to come out in this race suit and then the helmet, and then they just stood there, and then they're like, all right, turn around, all right, move like this, all right, do this and this, and then you turn back around and people were just like, And then like, all right, now reach up like this, and then like, huh? And I was like, I fucking hate this. I was like, is this what acting is? I hate this. And then my buddy comes running over. He's like, I'm so sorry about that part. And I was like, I don't feel good.
I feel like I need an adult.
And he started laughing. He's like, yeah, they're too intense about just like, hey, that's a human in there. And they're like, can we put yellow on this? That was the note. They wanted to put yellow on the tracksuit, so I had to take it off, and then we delayed 30 minutes because one person said there needed to be more yellow on the.
So they just put yellow on it?
There's
like paint or something?
It was like a patch.
Oh, man.
Like the hair and makeup people and all those costume people like that, they're amazing.
Yeah. Quick.
But I was just like, they were like, all right, take it off. I was like, yes, ma'am.
Should we take a break?
I mean, yeah.
I don't think I have any more. I think that we answered so many.
Yeah, we don't. There's not much
It
to
feels
talk
like-
about specifics. There's
I
no.
think my final thoughts on everything I've heard about it is like, it feels like a lot of them had to do that movie.
Yeah.
Because if you read that script, you'd be like, I can't do this. This movie's
There's
fucking
also-
crazy.
There's also 3 other listed writers. So there is. Maybe Mike White wrote the script, and then whatever his version of it is probably just from his track record from then on.
He's not a dark.
No.
So it feels like I
Well-
once met the guy who wrote. I thought about this since the day I saw the movie. The movie Waiting. I watched that movie and thought, I bet the actual script of this, but there was so many listed writers that I just gave up on ever just being like, I could only assume. And then somehow I met the guy who wrote it, and he
Really?
lived in Cincinnati, and he wrote the movie in college. It was a
Because
senior.
The premise and everything is like, it feels like this is someone who did this.
It's very close. And then there's a couple of things that are
movie.
you would only do in a movie like this if you never worked in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Because whatever you want to say, I've worked in so many restaurants, and we'll fuck with you, and we'll fuck with, like, we'll be bad, like, we'll slow down your drinks, that, like, all of that shit is true, but nobody fucks with the food because we also eat out.
Yep.
Like, that just doesn't happen. Putting your balls on the steak or whatever, like, that's not a real thing. That is, and when I met him, I was like, oh my God, I have so many questions. And before I even asked, he goes, the studio did a lot of it. And I was like, yes, okay, so about this? And he was like, yeah, that wasn't in it. And like the very premise of it seems flipped, where the server, Justin Long character, gets offered a position in management and he's debating, but all of his friends, everybody else who isn't management, is trying to talk him out of it. And that is something you would think would happen if you never worked in a restaurant. If you did work in a restaurant, you don't want the management position. But if your buddy gets offered it, you want him to take it because now you have a spy.
Yes. Yes. And then
That's how I feel about this movie. Is I bet the Mike White version of this movie is good.
I feel like Mike White is responsible for, like I said before, this movie feels like someone saw Real Genius and was like, I could do this, but a little different.
Well, or he had an original kind of script, and then they're like, all right, we'll buy that. We're going to keep your name on it. We're going to hire some other people to make it seem like a modern version of Real Genius, like an updated R version of it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll slap these new kids in there. And it is like, because like, I'm with you on this version of like what happened with the script, because like Mike White's too successful to be lucky.
Yeah.
Like he's made too many good, like fucking School of Rock is one of the best movies of all time.
But you all, like, it feels genuine too. Like,
that's who he is. And then like even White Lotus, it's even the dark parts are subtle.
Yeah.
And that movie's not subtle.
No, it is
and
very
like
brazen.
when he does do dark, it's like this subtle kind of like psychology.
But it's also like it comes from the characters, and these characters, there's not a single character in this movie that has a second dimension.
Right. Yeah.
You don't know any. They're the most cursory.
MTV was behind.
This is the smart guy who gets overwhelmed. This is the guy who parties. There's nothing else to it. There's no evidence that anybody at college would even like the Zach Morris character, except that that's how it's written. That it's written that 50 people show up to his party. In real life, nobody goes to that guy's party.
Nobody goes to that dude's party.
Charisma.
He has no, and like also, he's like, there's no redeeming quality to him even being a student there.
Yeah.
Well, what you guys are describing is Mike White wrote a movie. They bought it. Some execs got a hold of that script and then started being like, you know what, this, and they started doing what bros do. And like, yeah, and if you do this and then you do this, and you're just like, but everyone else is like, but that's not how anything actually works.
Right.
And you're like, well, that's what I would do if I was in. Like, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that. But that is what it is. Like, oh, we bought a thing and now we're doing creative.
Yeah.
It's like,
and what you guys don't understand is you're the guys who buy things. You are not the guys who create things. If
Right.
you're the guys
they
who create
do not
things,
fucking understand that.
guys who create things don't buy
Can you
things.
tell that came from
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
my
Yeah.
which is fucking nuts to me. I am venting from a personal place here. I've come into, they have this money. They don't even want to be the creative side. They don't want those parts of it. They want the cool fame, and I help make a movie, and they want
Yeah, they want a yellow H2.
all the
Yep.
nonsense glitter stuff that comes with movie stuff and all that I'm frankly not that even interested in. Like, that part stresses me out. Like, being creative and making a movie doesn't stress me out. That's fun. But like promoting and all that but that's what they're good at naturally, and they will not fucking accept that. They're like, well, I bought a thing, now I'm going to tell you how to be creative. And like, Well, let me tell you what to do with your money then.
Yeah. If
It's
why'd you buy my thing if you also have to tell me how to be creative?
yeah, it is
You're the one that bought the thing. Maybe I should tell you to be better at money.
Right.
fucking insane. But it's just one of life's fascinating, where I just cheer that things get made.
Yeah, anything, even
As a
this,
creative.
whatever. I'll
Yeah,
probably
that's
see
what I
this
mean.
movie again in my life.
That's what I mean. It's like, as mad as I am about all the little stuff, it's like I still want it to get made because that means that more people get to make stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about how many writers there were until we were talking about it, and that makes me want to watch it again kind of soon to see if I can find the Mike White movie in there.
Yeah.
It
'Cause
was
he
a
does
lot
have
easier
voice.
with
You're right. he
right. It's a
does.
lot easier with the movie Waiting because I'd had that job.
Right.
So it was very like the first time I saw that movie, I was like, no, that part's wrong, that part's wrong, that part's wrong.
But a lot of parts they nailed.
Yeah.
Waiting. I really like.
Yeah.
As that was when I went in being like, man, I hope they don't fuck this up. And overall, they got it right. But you're right. There's a couple parts where it's not how that works.
Yeah, no. I mean, Milanakis doing whippets and passing out. That is more true than the fucking with the food or the trying to talk your pal out of being a manager.
No, you'd be like, take the fucking job, dude. You're doing this anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they would have all their usual, like, it's actually a pay cut and it's going to be a real pain in the ass. And you go, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
You
I
can
don't
get
care
into my
about
folder and get rid of some of those write ups, dog.
Or I can also only work the dope shifts. now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I'll close when you close.
I remember a buddy of mine. I got hired to work at the Abercrombie in outside of Nashville, and it's a scam. Like immediately, it's a scam. I recognize it. They don't give you enough thing. You have to buy the clothes. Blah blah. And I was like, okay. Oh fuck this. God damn it. I wanted just a job. You know what I mean? I was like, this is a job with hot ladies. Let's do this. And then, but my buddy worked there, and then he got a management job at Abercrombie Kids. And he's like, I can get you 39 hours a week. We couldn't do 40 because then the corporate would notice. But he got me 39. And no one wanted to work there. It was just hot moms coming in buying their kids' clothes. But we loved it because no one was ever in there. So we just like most of the day I spent, Foot Locker was across the hallway. And most of the day they were bored too. Because like during the day, no one's in the fucking mall.
Right.
And the dude would just stand out, just dribbling a basketball. So most of the day, me and Thomas, he would cover me. He would stand out in front, and then I would go far, and then I would just take off running, and I would steal the basketball and throw it across. And then so we were just stealing this basketball back and forth. But it was because my buddy got a job he got a management job. So that is real. That was just like, you should take that. And he's like, man, I don't want to manage Abercrombie Kids. I was like, what the fuck else you going to do? He's like, all right. That was an awesome job. A lot of hot moms hit on you. But we were too young to understand what they were doing. We were just like, man, that lady was like really nice. We're just like two athletes, two 18, 19-year-old athletes. Like, I'm sure they're just like, look at this specimen that would just jackhammer me. And they're just like, do you want pants?
Listen, I don't mind if you're straight. I just quit jamming it up my ass all the time. Let's come back with the questions.
I feel like what's his face's hair. Oh,
Zach Morris.
how the fuck did I phrase it?
All right,
to you
here's
outside?
Randy's question. He said he thinks the blonde hair was doing a lot for Zach Morris, and the question is that because I'm gay? Essentially, is how he asked it. Is it a gay thing that I
think I
that
said
like the blonde hair?
I didn't realize that blonde hair was doing so much for him. I don't know if that's a gay thing or if that's just true.
No, I mean, I would agree.
What do you mean by a gay thing?
If because he's more attracted to a blonde-haired Zach Morris than a dark-haired Zach Morris.
I don't know if that's a gay thing. I think that's a you thing.
Sure.
So,
yeah, I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beer holder. I'm quoting a poster that was probably on the wall.
In this movie.
Quoting the mantra of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. It's definitely the Zach Morris character's mantra as well.
Oh, for sure.
And probably the first guy they attempted to have as a roommate.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
frat boy psycho drinker guy.
He ends up in hot
So
shit,
Bjorn,
so-
which Zach would you rather?
Oh yeah,
The
Zach
blonde
is-
or the brown hair?
And
Blonde,
Zach is
right?
playing
Yeah.
the drunk guy, and he went from being like Mr. All-American dude, and so now he's like a party dude. That's I say. What's
That's
sorry?
the thing.
That's from the. Okay, I didn't realize.
To Jeff's point earlier, they don't even make this dude have a dimension past he's a drunk party guy. He wasn't like some hotshot who just got into drinking and now this is his life. This is just his life.
Yeah. We don't know. I can't even. It
We know
feels
his
like
dad's a
he's been
plumber.
in college for a long time.
Yeah.
How did he get there? Like he
Right,
had to
that's the
pass
thing.
some tests.
We don't know
you,
anything.
to get in there.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys have ever been in college.
That's true.
There's like it's not hard. That
if
was
you
the
could,
most.
If you're just gonna straight up pay for it, it's
Yeah.
not that hard to
It's
get
sure.
into college.
Yeah, if you don't need financial aid, it is real easy to get in college.
Yeah.
But he's got. I've been here for 6 years vibes.
He's got Van
and
Wilder
how the
vibes.
fuck
Burt
are they gonna
Kreischer.
put
Burt Kreischer,
Oh, sorry.
a guy 2 weeks 2 weeks out of high school? How are they getting roomed up? This
Mm-hmm.
Tom Everett Scott is a freshman, a true freshman.
That all that can happen. There are like
No, I understand.
they put
I'm
a
just
lot of
saying that they
kids
don't.
in positions of handling stuff in the college too.
He also. It seems odd that he lives on campus.
Mm-hmm.
If he comes from that wealthy a family, and he's been in college for a long time, like
I agree. That one also. Well, to be fair, it's more expensive to live on campus than off campus.
Yeah.
I remember when I discovered that in college, being like, "What the fuck? I could have my a whole apartment, and it's saving me thousands of dollars."
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but
it's
they don't
more of a-
care.
It's more of a society critique than
Better for parties.
Why isn't he in a fraternity?
Yeah.
He seems like he would be in a fraternity also.
That's fair.
This movie just
Running
does
one.
a lot. It's all surface.
Yeah.
They don't explain anything.
No.
They could have even just. There could have been there's a party here, and then Zach's like, I can't go back to that house. I was a member, and then
Right.
I fucked the president's girlfriend or something, and
It does feel like, yeah, if anyone read that, like, well, why do they do this or why do they do this? And the execs are like, shut up. Fuck
Shut up, nerd.
God, shut up.
we know one thing. Like the only motivating factor is they need to get good grades,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only thing they establish is why each of them need to bring their grades up.
And they probably like reluctantly like, okay, we'll have a premise.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a premise. All right.
Dude, it takes 40 minutes for them to actually finish Act 1 and give you the premise of the movie. The movie's 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
You don't
Right,
you don't
it's
get
40
the whole,
minutes of stuff, 40 minutes of roommates, 10 minutes of the third act is 10 minutes long.
Yeah. Like you don't get the breakdown of what they are trying to accomplish to get to their goal until probably 45 minutes in.
All of this, the more we talk about it, the more I'm convinced it was some kind of bet at MTV that they could take this movie, make it worse, and then still make listen, anything we put out says MTV will make us money, because this was like the end of that era.
Mm-hmm.
When for a while, if it said MTV, that's the first channel I went to, for a long time. So it was like, if MTV said it was cool, that's what was cool. And when that happens, that's how this stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's because they're like, that slop, and they're like, watch. But it still made $1 million, which is not nothing.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they spent 14, made 15.
That's
That's not counting marketing though.
Well, yes. Yeah, so it's
Still probably a huge loss.
yeah.
I just don't think it was.
It might not have took that
They
much
may not have
marketing
marketed
because
it at all. Yeah.
it was produced by a channel,
Yeah.
and they did not. They never once thought anybody that doesn't watch MTV would ever see this
Yeah.
movie.
This is not for anybody.
That should probably saved on marketing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm telling you.
Okay, no, you're right. You're right.
This was nowhere in this movie was a creative choice being made.
I
No.
said there was one shot. There was a good shot in the movie.
What shot was it?
It was when fucking god damn it. Zach Morris
Really
goes to
moved
light the
you.
cigarette.
Yeah.
And he lights it, and then you're tracking the hand across, and then the professor's lighting a beaker, and it's a lighting gag, and it comes up, and then Josh is in the background watching it happen. I like that. That was nice.
Oh, all right.
That was a nice little shot.
Well, so they accidentally made something cool for a second.
They accidentally made something pretty cool for
Well,
a
the
second.
director wasn't there, and the cinematographer was like, "I'm in charge today."
Yeah. It's like exactly what happened.
Right. He's
The
running
director
late.
didn't show up to the pickup.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna do this," and then the director's like, "Damn it, that was cool. Let's leave it in. Damn it, that was cool."
It's gonna really point out the rest of this.
Yeah, I mean,
Really gonna.
yeah, that is really gonna make the rest of this thing.
Right? Like every now and then, especially when we're starting out, you write that joke where you're like, "Oh, now the rest of these are bad.
Yes.
This is too good. For,
Yes.
This is too good for what I do now."
Yeah, when you do see that set early on in some movies, like they either that's the only joke they have, or they stole that joke.
Yeah.
But it is like, no, it's the only joke that really works. And you're like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
It is.
So, what's y'all's favorite parts or favorite part? If you had to choose one.
As soon as the credits started rolling.
The favorite part was it was over.
My
Alinda.
I don't have a specific part, but
Catalini.
the like one of their pals on the floor, the real doughy,
Yeah.
like snowman looking kid.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have watched a whole movie about him in college because that guy had like confidence, but let's just say not the looks,
Sure.
but
Sure.
he seemed like he would be
He had personality. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
like a late '90s version of whatever Animal House or whatever, that kind of guy, like a more likable version of Bluto.
It's Farley
Farley, yeah, but
in real life.
yeah,
Yeah.
This guy, whoever played this guy,
Yeah, he had the vibe.
he had that vibe, yeah.
Okay.
But as far as that movie goes, it's just that guy. Like whenever he was around, he was delightful and fun, and I would like to have seen more of him, but way less of everything else.
Yeah.
I liked so after Allison's hair gets burnt,
Uh-huh.
there's a couple scenes where she's wearing these terrible
The
wigs.
the wigs are very funny.
And those shots are just so funny to me. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that. There was something that you brought up, and we talked about it through a huge portion of it, when he's like, I got my license taken away because of attempted manslaughter.
Attempted vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah.
Which manslaughter means you accidentally killed somebody.
Right.
Mhm.
Attempted means you almost did but didn't. So he was convicted of almost
Accidentally killing
doing
somebody.
something on accident. Of an accident. He was convicted of an accident almost happening.
Well, it's like you're being negligent while committing an. It's not just like any accident is manslaughter.
Right, right.
It's like you're doing some dumb shit that causes an accident that
Yeah,
causes
yeah.
someone to die.
Yeah, but attempted vehicular manslaughter is reckless driving.
Well, I think that's just like that sounds like a word joke, like a lawyer joke, which is like attempted vehicular manslaughter. It means like you attempted to accidentally run over somebody.
Right.
That's fun.
They're mutually
Oh,
exclusive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm
See
seeing what you
I'm
mean.
saying? That's
yeah,
like
I
that's
see it.
the lawyer.
I see what you're
lawyer
saying.
Joke.
Yeah.
But that's not what this movie's doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give it too much credit.
You gave
Listen, they did that on accident.
Right.
That's that
the
Mike White
dumbest
showing.
person in a movie
They did
filled
it,
with
the joke,
only
they
stupid
manslaughtered
people.
That joke.
Everyone in this movie is dumb, and the guy who said that is the dumbest of
I
all
got
the
you.
of all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
stupid people.
But to me, that is what that joke is, because like you can't.
Yeah, because it's not possible.
It's not. You can't attempted vehicular manslaughter. Is like that's just
Yeah,
It's just playing chicken.
that.
it's reckless
that's-
driving.
Yeah.
That's attempted murder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But you can't accidentally.
attempting means intent. Like you're
Intent.
tried.
Yeah.
It's murder.
So as soon as you
yes.
try, manslaughter's off the
it's
table.
off the
Right.
goddamn table.
Right.
Yes.
It's attempted vehicular murder.
Yes. which is a word joke. So maybe some writers snuck that in.
Attempted manslaughter would be.
They did sneak in the professor, because John pointed this out. The professor that he goes to for his suicidal tendencies is named after a professor who studied psychology, specifically teenage suicide.
Oh, and it was played by the singer of Suicidal Tendencies. That's not true, but nobody
That would
knows.
be great.
Nobody could prove me right or wrong on that.
Oh, I wanted that to be true so bad. Oh.
The only thing that makes it seem untrue is MTV doesn't know about suicidal tendencies.
right.
I mean, they know about lowercase suicidal tendencies,
Yeah.
or at least Kurt Loder has talked about it enough.
Kurt Cobain.
It's
That's how my MTV knows. about suicide.
at all. What's the way you go? That's just the top of the list,
Yeah, he's the
right? I mean, it got Kurt Cobain keeps getting talked about, but there's no way that one of them didn't pop in for Shannon Hoon or whatever.
Who's Shannon Hoon?
Blind Melon, Michael Hutchins didn't
Oh, yeah.
like when he
And
passed
then
away. They
Lane Staley, didn't he? OD. Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of a suicide.
I would. It's attempted. It's attempted.
Pill.
It's attempted suicide.
It's attempted chemical manslaughter.
Right. It's what's the first person manslaughter? It's attempted first person manslaughter where you accidentally killed
Manslaughter
yourself.
with malice. Attempted self manslaughter with malice.
Yeah.
Like, we have one word for all those words put together. That is suicide, right? We don't do that here.
We don't say the S word here.
It's like, nope.
No, we can't. We say houseless.
That solved it. Fixed it.
Yeah, lifeless.
Hey, you're not homeless. You're unhoused.
Yes. See,
See, I fixed it.
now you still feel part of a community, right? I don't have any money, but you're part of the community.
But I fixed that word, and
I'm
you
not
don't feel as
helping you.
bad when people use that other word now, right? Also, we did murals. Did that fix it? Damn it.
Who do you guys think stands to lose the most by not doing this movie?
Probably Mike White.
I mean, it is easier to get your second thing made,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like
and we stand to lose the most if Mike White doesn't get this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because we don't get the rest of the
Right.
good stuff.
Because we already said like none of the actors in this movie really went on to do anything.
And the ones who did was not because of this.
Right.
This
right.
wasn't the
Exactly.
Well,
vehicle.
you could say
They took it out of their acting reel immediately.
no. What
Jason
happened?
Segel may have gotten Freaks and Geeks from this.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like Linda Cardellini and like Siegel, like what some of those creatives, like those producers and casting directors and stuff, they'll watch these movies just to see, like, oh, you handled your part great. Now I can give you a bigger part. So, like, Jason Segel being seen in that is like, oh, that. Like, I was in an ESPYs fucking sketch, and I didn't think anything of it because it's like a bunch of sports people. Anyone I played sports with saw it, and that's who
Yeah.
texted me.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything. It was just like a thing I did. But, like, I've gotten odd attention for acting since then.
Hey, there you go.
Which is like in nothing, but it is like, oh, that's you just have to go do a good job at everything, even if the project sucks, you can still do a good job.
I agree with everything you're saying is correct. 100% everything you're saying is correct. You should watch this movie again because I don't think this movie probably decreases his chances of Freaks and Geeks
I'll say-
because he's one note loud and that's it. He's just kind of a screamy side dude just to be kind of a foil.
And I'm not talking performance. I'm talking that is important, but I mean going to set, handling yourself. They give you this, you go do this. That is like.
I mean, it doesn't seem crazy that Mike White and Paul Feig knew each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely seem to run in the same similar type circles now. So they probably knew each other then. So that does track, but it's not a good it's not a good performance. But in general, yes, Jason Segel and Mike White. That's easy to.
I won't say Linda Cardellini though, only because her part in this is maybe 30 seconds, and I don't think she has lines.
Doesn't matter. She's
Nah.
amazing.
Oh, I'm not saying she's not amazing. I'm saying I don't think this did anything for her.
Yeah, yeah. And and Freaks and Geeks is built around her.
Well,
So
it gets them in front of casting directors.
No, and I agree with you. What I'm saying though
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that to
and
the
they put them
standard
in other stuff.
to the standard that you were
so
saying.
you have
before,
an answer? Do you have an answer for who stood to lose the most by turning this down?
I just think any of them that it was their first one. They did if they would have turned it down, they would have fucked up.
Well, that is okay. I will take this. I will accept this answer today and today only. Nobody else for the rest of the fucking podcast gets to be. If it was your first movie, they stood to lose the most. Because yes, that's true. That is true.
You have to take those fucking things to show that you'll do the thing.
Right,
and
that's-
can do the thing.
That's true.
And you don't.
But that is.
And your performance has so much less to do with it than we want it to.
Well, I mean that explains.
most
this
of
movie.
Does it not explain a lot of Hollywood though too? Like,
Yeah.
How does this motherfucker get this? This is how
Yeah,
it
yeah,
goes.
but this is your answer takes the fun out of this
I
question. So
understand.
if this answer comes up again, then we just have to get rid of the question.
But I
and
think,
I like the
think
question.
The
Yeah,
fun
fair.
question is for sure it's Mike White.
Yeah.
He can't, but it's for the same reason I said the other ones. It's his first thing that got made, and you've got to. If there's also, let's be honest too, a lot of these motherfuckers aren't good at their jobs of recognizing talent or anything, and what they do is they're like, oh, you so and so gave you a part. All right, then I'll give you a part.
Yeah, you can't get nobody will feature you till you feature.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's the same as like getting a serving job. For whatever reason, most places like we don't hire people without experience, and you're like, well, where the
How
fuck do they
yeah.
hire those people? Cooker is the cooker. That's who they hired it. And then there's a couple of them, but it's that same. Well, we haven't seen you anything. Well, put me in something,
Yeah, and then watch it.
and then watch it. Sorry,
All right, what's next?
Do you guys have a double feature for this? Like that would be a good movie to see.
Real genius.
Soul Man. The movie where C. Thomas Howell blackfaces his way through college. Because neither of these premises should have made it past the thinking person's mouth.
I think
They should have
the
stayed
sentence
inside
you
their
said,
head.
You shouldn't have said it. You just describing what actually happened. I was like, well, that even. shouldn't have happened. Whoa! I say double feature with. How high?
Yeah, I mean, we watched them back to back, so
I think
that was last week's episode.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like How High. I think it's underrated as a stoner comedy, and I think it would just show how truly terrible the other one
Yeah, it definitely
really
does.
is. Because like How High is like silly, but when you watch it, you're like, this is a good movie.
Yeah, they're good in it.
Yeah, everyone's good in it.
Yeah.
Everyone is good in it. Yeah, it's just Melissa Peterman's fucking funny as shit in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was I wanted to watch Road Trip after I watched this one.
That makes sense.
Or like rewatch that.
Yeah.
It's been a while. All right.
Right? That's a
Yeah.
nihilistic college student
Yeah.
double feature.
Do you guys have a sequel idea? I like rolled my eyes when I when I thought about this. I was like, I was just happy it was over.
No, I don't want to see anything involving this story ever again.
The kid.
Yeah, you already
If
said
they make
it.
that,
Yeah.
you like the kid.
follow that guy. I want to see that guy sophomore year or second semester or however much of the fucking school year we saw in this movie. Was it the first quarter? So I got it. College is semester.
We saw the
right?
whole semester.
Right. So we saw 4 months of their going to college or
Yeah.
whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would watch that kid.
Yeah.
The nice, delightful.
Figure it out.
I kind of want to see the paranoid guy attempting to murder Bill Gates. That seems like kind of a fun film.
Oh yeah,
That
when they
would
do
be
the
pretty fun.
recap thing at the end,
Yeah.
they tell you
Like-
how everybody
that-
ends up.
That'd be a fun sequel.
All right, you're right.
It's pretty far away from it.
Now a senator from this great state. Of,
Yeah, right.
it's the best one from Animal House.
Do you have a better title?
I have 2.
Ooh,
I have 3.
I I just had suicidal tendencies.
I had Death Becomes Him, Suicide Squad, and Birds of Prey.
Those are fun.
Birds of Prey.
Do you have a description that's technically right but not great?
I have 2.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
A plumber narrowly avoids a massive PR issue when he resists giving his son a swirly. And a conspiracy theorist is right.
For the first time.
That scene is pretty
Not for the first-
great.
No, but
it,
those movies when they have the person they present him as a. There's
Oh,
like
like
a
a
Charlie
lunatic,
Sheen
yeah.
one called The Arrival or whatever. And people are like blowing him off, but he can hear alien stuff. Or the Jeff Goldblum at the beginning of Independence Day.
Yeah,
Whenever the crazy person ends up being right. Those are always fun.
those are always fun.
So yeah, you're right. The Bill Gates thing. Have that guy. Turns out he was right.
why didn't they put the photos away? Why did they leave him out after they moved him in?
Because they're dumb.
That was so.
Because
it
they
was in the common room.
Bjorn, every single decision these two people make is the wrong one. There is no reason to think that they would make the right one at that point.
Now, I did laugh too much at when the other guy from like down the hall attempted to kill himself and
Yeah.
they tried to real quick move him into the room. That did make me laugh.
I have to
Yeah.
say, the thing that
Like-
made me laugh, when they go to the conspiracy theorist room for the first time and they barge in and he has 2 like full-size printouts of pictures of him being a weird creepy
Large
person.
posters. Very large posters.
Like full-size movie posters, just him looking at the camera scared and paranoid. It's really funny.
that was great. I did write that down. I was like, wait, I did. Yep. And they put on football paint for when they did the break-in. They had the like
Yeah. They
So-
do a Mission Impossible style break-in to filing room, and without any way to see what the other is doing, the guy on the roof gives verbal instructions turn by turn on where to go in the filing room
Yeah, and to escape
and
the
to
building.
escape, like live instructions.
They're looking for files of suicidal students.
Yes.
So they're going through like the mental health filing cabinets.
They could have just studied.
yeah,
could've
they
just
could have
studied,
just
yeah.
studied.
Mm-hmm.
had the studied montage like any other movie. Apparently, this was based on an urban myth. I did read that.
Oh, the whole
No, I'd heard about it in college.
yeah.
Did
If
you?
you're,
It goes
if
Okay.
you're
around,
yeah, if your roommate kills themselves, you get straight A's. That's
or they get murdered.
or they
that-
get murdered.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
Yeah,
not,
that's-
it's not
that's-
just suicide. It was like if they die.
I feel like that.
Oh,
was
murder!
even-
They should make a murder one of these.
a
That's
murder
way
would be
better.
that'd be way more fun.
Well, someone got murdered when I was at Western Kentucky in the dorm.
Ooh.
It was pretty brutal. And like then it sounded like a hookup that went wrong, and then dude fucking he like killed her and then set the dorm room on fire.
Holy shit,
Wow.
And yeah, it's pretty fucking
that's a lot.
yeah. It was a lot for like and it was like in a dorm.
Did
you
it
know?
affect your grades?
Well, that's
Did
what
everyone
I
in the-
just,
in
I
the
just
dorm?
remember being like a lot of people being like, "Oh, I wonder if people on their floor get like all A's." This like in that how fucking sociopath fucking
Right.
20 somethings are, but it was like that was one of the first questions that came up was like, "Do they get A's because she died?" And you're like, "I think they're still moving her body out."
Yeah.
What are we
We
doing?
Chill the
Ask.
fuck out.
They're all still in the hallway. You should just go ask.
Yeah, it's like
Ask the cops.
I did like some of the music in this movie, like the Marilyn Manson cover of Golden Years
Yeah.
at the beginning. That was kind of cool. And then the Kiss My Ass song, I found that like funny. I enjoyed that his song that he played
Mhm.
like 4 times. All right, let's do the Frank Berman game. Connect the leads. So we're doing Tom Everett Scott to Method Man.
All right. Well, we usually do this last, right? Like,
Oh, I forgot the recast.
I just think this movie would have been better if it was the third Savage Steve Holland movie, and it was like John Cusack and Tim Robbins were the
Oh, that
guys
would
trying to
have
find
much more fun.
someone to kill himself.
well, to
Like
me,
it could have actually been something. Like,
Could have sold the characters a little
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
well, like it was like when we were talking about Billy Madison. What makes it special is like if you're gonna go dumb and silly, fucking go dumb and silly.
We
Yeah.
haven't talked about Billy Madison yet.
And
That's next week's episode.
oh, well, I bet I say that. Next week. I bet I say that next week. I'm gonna wear this same thing too. Then just
Right, and that's what Savage Steve would do.
Yeah.
Like it would really.
But
I
I
mean, there'd
mean-
be dance breaks and
but if you're gonna go
Animation.
dark with like a dark comedy, which is the premise of this movie, is a very dark comedy, you have to go like dark with.
I guess now that we're Better Off Dead is John Cusack is trying to kill himself,
yeah, but it's like
So-
dark and funny and like. But this is like
but silly enough to
yes,
to
but this
save it,
is
to
too silly.
counterbalance.
Yeah.
This is
It's way too silly for its premise.
yes, and it needs the darker payoffs for what it is because it's just a movie money.
yeah, it was.
It's yeah,
It's a Gap ad.
yeah.
I mean, the funniest jokes in this movie were all like background visual humor. Like none of the actual players did much that was funny.
Yeah, Zach does nothing.
He does nothing.
he didn't go timeout.
Yeah, I just
pause
would like. I
and-
would like to see the Savage Steve version of this if that. It's not possible, but
We can make it.
Pitch it. Ooh.
who knows? That guy made 2 movies and then just fucked off to cartoons or whatever forever.
I don't know who this is.
He made Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer, and then I think I think he made Eek the Cat.
Oh,
That was on for several years when I was a kid.
eat the fucking cat.
Eek
What's the next game?
was just then now that's the Connections one.
Now it's the connections.
I failed to do. So
Frank Berman, the Frank Berman game. So we're doing Tom Everett Scott to Method Man. So do you do it?
No.
Oh, so it's just me?
It's just
Yeah.
you.
All right, well, this is
It's
pretty
all
easy
you.
then
You win.
because Tom Everett Scott, Abba Baba Tunde is in How High and That Thing You Do.
oh,
Oh,
So you just go to That Thing You Do with Tom Everett Scott, and then you take Abba Baba Tunde to How High. One jump.
well, shit.
So did we watch this movie so you don't have to?
Yeah, we sure did. Yeah, we did. Don't watch this movie.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I mean, if you've listened to all of this and still want to,
Go
go
for
ahead.
it.
Yeah,
that's
but-
on you.
You're an adult.
You've already made you have enough information now to make this decision.
Yeah. But if if that's not true, don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want a firm answer, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Buy the soundtrack
Sure.
and then imagine a better movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys want to see what the Raz has to say?
Let's see what the Raz has to say.
All right, we're here with the Raz talking Dead Man on Campus. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. Welcome back.
Thanks, man. Had you seen this movie before?
I think I've only seen bits and pieces. I remember the name of it, and I remember I remember the idea of it, but I didn't remember anything about it.
It's so weird. It's so wild that this movie ever got made.
Right. It's of a time that you could make this kind of movie, and even then, it was it's like a hard, questionable movie to make.
Still, yeah, right? It feels like even in '98, it feels 10 years late.
Right. Absolutely. It's a funny concept, but it is like one of those things where it's like, wow, really? We're going there?
I mean, you're right. I guess what shocks me about it is not that it was made, but that it was like mainstream made.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Put their name on it. Like this was
Right.
This was supposed to be like a big deal release kind of college comedy thing.
Absolutely.
And I mean, this is exactly the kind of movie that would come out in like 2002, but you would have to hear about it from a guy who heard about it from a guy.
Right.
Some real dark indie movie, but instead it's got Zach Morris, who decided to break the Zach Morris archetype. Mark Paul Gosselaar decided to break the Zach Morris archetype by being more of an asshole. That was his range. He was to show his range. He's like,
Right.
worse than Zach.
Right.
So what'd you think about it? Did you finish it?
I did. I finished this movie. Yeah, it's it was it was again, it was fun. It's an interesting, like, okay, where are they going or what's happening, but also like, um, it was I also look, I was on my phone doing some other stuff. It was a second screen for sure, like most of these movies you make me watch. But but I look, it's one of those things where it's like, it's I like Zach Morris. So I'm like, okay, what is happening here? And because I've heard so many people talk about it, it's one of those movies too where it's like, all right, I'll keep it on. But I did think about killing it a couple times, pun intended.
It's of all the movies that advocate or try to push someone towards suicide,
Right.
this one might be.
This one's arguably up there.
I mean, it might be second to Better Off Dead.
Right.
It's
Right.
not that many. It's like how I graduated 6 of my high school classes.
Or like
23.
or It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, yeah.
Or what's that one with not Jai Courtney, but the other guy from Sam Worthington, where he's Man on a Ledge.
Oh, Man on a Ledge, that one. Oh yeah, the Avatar guy.
Yeah.
The guy that's.
But yeah.
Right, it's a short list of movies that do this, but this one was a soundtrack too. It feels like, listening to the soundtrack, it feels like it got shelved.
Yeah.
Because 98's a
Yeah.
squirrel nut zone.
Yeah. Right. A little late for that.
It was right. They must have made it in like the end of 96 and then
Right.
just didn't get it out of 97 when it would have still felt a little odd, because that
Right.
those of us who were old enough at the time, the swing thing was shorter than you remember.
Right.
It was already.
I loved it. I lasted late, but yes, I still love it. But yes, for most of yeah, agree.
The band, like some of the bands and the songs and the albums and stuff, like I think it's cool that it happened. It was just weird how
Right. Quick it was.
Yeah, the radio was just flailing for whatever was after grunge.
Right.
And
that's right.
Right, because they had that brief period of swing, and then that was followed by, there was a just as brief period where like alt country could have been the thing, like Sunvolt and
right.
Like to the point where some bands that like nobody else had heard of, like Vigilantes of Love and stuff, were like starting to get onto the radio because they fit that genre, and then that one went away, and then they landed on the rock and roll with the DJ. That's where it landed.
Right.
It was which guy would you rather dress like? The Zach Morris guy or that thing you do guy?
I mean, at least, that's a good question. Probably Zach, because he would kind of wear the baggier clothes.
He did,
which I don't wear baggy clothes that often, but I don't know. They both kind of were garbage. They both kind of didn't have a good. They both,
He had the Zach guy had the late 90s, like kind of still preppy look. Like he could have still been called preppy.
Right.
He just the high school of Zach Morris was a high school prep, and this guy is like Wall Street prep.
Right.
Everybody had a bunch of cocaine.
Right. Let's make a business.
Yeah. The other guy just seemed to wear whatever was at the Gap.
Right.
I would have to say that my answer would just be I probably did dress more like that thing you do guy.
Right. That's funny. I got to see those photos.
There just aren't any, man. It was the 90s. We just have to remember it.
Right.
Cameras. If
R.I.P.
I of someone who had a wedding in that period of time, maybe I might be able to find some photos, but I can't even remember that. We had to move my mom a few years ago.
Yeah.
Her place where basically just everything she just still had everything, and then moved into another place, and we were going through stuff and got rid of a lot of stuff, and realized like we found the pictures. Me and Troy found all the pictures, and we started going through them, and there are just huge like long periods of time where there are no photos. Like there might not be
It's
8 or 9.
I mean, it's wild. I mean, that happens to me sometimes. Like even with my cell phone in my pocket, like I'll try to find something, and I'm like, oh, that was a month ago, but it's 2 pictures ago.
Right. And the kids now are like, if they go like a week without a picture getting taken of them, it's shocking. And
Right.
we'd have to find like my 4th grade yearbook to have any idea what I looked like when I was 9.
Totally.
That's a guess. I don't even know if they make yearbooks for 4th graders. I can't remember.
I don't know.
How much?
I would assume so.
How much money would would MTV Studios have to give you to recommend this movie?
I mean, maybe I'm born to sell out. Punk rock is selling out. So what are they offering? And what am I doing? Make $150.
Okay, that's fair. I would recommend it. I would take some Scorn for $150.
100%.
It's because also if I recommend this and then you look at it and you still watch it, you should know better. It's not
right.
It's not, I mean, this is one of those, like, I enjoyed it, but overall the movie, I don't love the movie, but I enjoy watching it. Like it's got it's got that regular 90s 90-minute comedy tone. And shockingly, there's nothing real gross. There's almost always something gross. Someone fucks a pie or jerks off a dog or whatever. But that doesn't happen in this. They just try to talk people into killing themselves. It's pretty innocent.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's it is.
All right, well, I mean,
sorry.
We've said all we could about this movie. They've already listened to the episode and they know enough about it now to know. So good luck if you watch it. How you want to sign this one off, man?
Be kind to yourselves and others and treat everybody with kindness. Keep kindness out in the world regardless.
That's good. That's a good sign off. Well, we'll see you next week for Billy Madison. All right. Well, that's the Raz. Let's wrap this up. Anybody got anything to plug?
BWDtour.com for all your Billy Wayne Davis tour needs.
Hell yeah. What do you got? You got the list?
Got the podcasts. Unlock This Anytime Now, Ghosts and Hoes, and What's More Metal.
And I got the Love Hate Laugh show on all platforms.
Well, hell yeah. This is the back to school.
Oh, also check out our Patreon.
Right. Next week is Billy Madison. Check out our Patreon. And keep going. Enjoy the back to school month, September, and we'll be back next week. Billy Madison, meeting adjourned.
Goodbye.